Someone leans close and lowers their voice. Don't tell anyone. The person they are talking about is not even there. They cannot hear the claim, explain what happened, or answer back. But you must choose now. You place the shared tool in someone else's hands. The tool goes to someone else, and so does the next shared job. Nothing physical changed. One story changed the choice. That is the strange power of gossip. It can travel into a room before the person does. We usually treat gossip as cheap talk, or as a nicer word for lying. Researchers use a broader idea. For this video, gossip means socially relevant or evaluative information about someone who is absent or unaware. That information can be cruel, helpful, dull, accurate, twisted, or completely wrong. And that messy range matters. In several natural observations, most coded gossip was neutral rather than clearly positive or negative. A great deal of it was simply social information, so the real question is not, is gossip good or bad? A better question is this: why can a story about an absent person change what a group does next? Imagine a small camp where everyone depends on shared work. You cannot watch every hunt, every food share, or every borrowed tool. Yet you still need to choose. Who returns what they borrow? Who keeps more than their share? Who helps when a job goes wrong? Direct experience is useful, but it is slow. Reputation lets other people's observations reach you first. That does not prove ancient people had a formal gossip system. We do not have a recording of their private conversations. But the social problem is easy to see. People had to choose partners without personally witnessing every past action. Now picture one adult secretly taking most of a shared food pile. Another person sees it. A third person is about to trade with the selfish one. What should the witness do? In controlled studies, seeing antisocial behavior made observers feel worse and motivated them to warn a person who might be vulnerable. Sharing the warning also reduced some of that negative feeling. In another part of the research, this kind of pro-social gossip deterred selfishness and increased cooperation in the task. A warning did two jobs. It carried information forward, and it made bad behavior more costly. But the more surprising effect can happen before anybody whispers. In a public goods experiment, people contributed more when a gossip option was available. They also earned more. Later, even after the gossip option disappeared, participants in that sequence were more trusting and more trustworthy in a trust game. Another laboratory study followed 240 people through a chain of decisions. When someone knew that a partner could describe their behavior to a future partner, cooperative allocations increased. In plain English, people may behave differently when today's partner can talk to tomorrow's partner. Therefore, gossip is not only a report about reputation. The possibility of a report can shape the behavior that creates reputation in the first place. That sounds almost too useful. Maybe gossip is simply the group's security system. But that answer breaks the moment we ask who controls the message. People gossip for different reasons. A warning can protect someone. A complaint can help a group clarify what it considers unfair. A private conversation can also make two people feel closer. Everyday research supports bonding as one possible function. Can talking about one violation actually clarify a group rule? In one study, watching someone break a group norm increased people's reported understanding of that norm and their desire to talk about the event. In a second study, people who could share the event did so, and that sharing was associated with clearer norms. The link to group cohesion was indirect, not a simple cause. Does a protective motive make the message true? No, but motive changes how the act feels. Across 3 student sample studies, gossip framed as group protection could seem more acceptable. A protective motive does not automatically make the story accurate. It only changes the social reason for passing it on. But what if the listener feels confident anyway? One laboratory study tested opportunities to cross-check gossip and the effect of social bonding. Overall, those conditions did not keep cooperation stable. Participants still reported confidence in the gossip they received. That is the dangerous twist. In that study, people reported confidence even though cooperation did not hold. Confidence can rise faster than evidence. And what happens when the story changes as it travels? Every retelling creates another chance for motive, memory, or simple error to alter the message. A network model shows that transmission errors can undermine cooperation, depending on how the group is connected. That is a model, not a measured rate of real-world distortion. But it exposes the weakness clearly. The system moves information quickly because it does not wait for a trial. That speed is useful. It is also exactly why the system can hurt people. But who pays for that speed? Turn the camera toward the person being discussed. In 2 scenario studies, targets of negative gossip reported less willingness to cooperate with their group in the long term. That happened whether the negative gossip was described as true or false. These were reported intentions in imagined situations, not years of observed behavior. Still, the result reveals a cost the simple gossip helps cooperation story misses. Other experiments show that warnings can protect future partners. These scenario studies show a different possible cost. Negative gossip can lower a target's stated willingness to cooperate with the group. The effects do not all point in one direction. If this system can do damage, why did humans keep using it? One influential idea says conversation became a kind of social grooming. Instead of maintaining a few relationships one by one, speech could carry social information through a larger group. Another model shows how spreading reputation and deterring selfishness could reinforce gossip over time. These are hypotheses and models. They do not prove that language evolved for gossip or that ancient camps followed one universal rule. But they fit the practical problem. Humans live through other people's choices, and we cannot observe all of them. We need information before we decide whom to trust. Modern life did not remove that problem. It gave the old whisper new delivery systems. The old whisper now arrives as a private message, a meeting after the meeting, or a group chat without the person being discussed. The delivery changed. The choice did not. Do you share the tool, join the project, trust the warning, or do you give the absent person a chance to answer? Because someday, the person outside the conversation is you. Here is the useful rule. Treat reputation as a clue, not a verdict. Ask what behavior was actually observed. Ask why this person is telling you. Ask whether the target can respond. A warning may protect you. A rumor may manipulate you. Sometimes the same message contains a little of both. Gossip changes who you trust because it lets another person's experience enter your decision before the absent person enters the room. That can make a group smarter. It can also make a mistake travel faster. The old brain wants the social map now. The wiser move is to remember that every map was drawn by someone. And the next time you hear, "Don't tell anyone," notice what happens before the story is even finished. You are already deciding who gets the tool. Next, what changes when the person being judged is you?